So it occurred to me that I need to say something nice about this before we start. That the crunch channel is a kind of okay until the gain comes up too far. And then you lose all sorts of tightness. However, the crunch channel is okay. Now, once you switch over to the overdrive channel, things just get messy. So why not, now why not make that foot switchable so you kind of have a rhythm and a lead deal? It's just a hardwired switch there, so why not make it foot switchable? Then at least you have the option of playing rhythm and then clicking over for some lead. There have been reviewers that said you could gig with this, but I just don't see it working as a gigging amp, even if it is loud enough. The crunch channel's okay, but you need to be able to switch over to the overdrive channel with the foot switch. And it's just a hardwired switch. So why not include that in this deal? All right. So it's better than the Dietzel. I haven't tried the Friedman Brown Eye or whatever it is, the Friedman little box, because I don't think any of them are really worth your time. If you want a good solid state amp, go with the Yamaha THR series and or the Spark. A kid at school has a Spark. I had the Spark, and it's great. If you're a swiper. But I'm just really not a swiper. I don't like to deal with a pad or a phone. I want to dial in a good tone. But if you're a swiper, the Spark has some really great tones on it. The orange tone's great. The slow tone is great. And that was my gripe with it, that when you want to just treat it as a regular amp and turn knobs to get a tone, I really struggled getting a good tone. But once I got into the app and brought up the orange and put a little delay and reverb on it, it was phenomenal. It was great. I just don't want to deal with that stuff. The Yamaha lets you treat it as a real amp. You can just turn knobs. There is the app as well, and you can get some really great additional tone shaping qualities from the amp. But the Yamaha, just as a regular amp, is great. As far as a solid state deal, it's got some serious chug, chug, chug. It's tight. It's great. It's got all the effects. I just think this is lacking, and I'm a little bit ashamed of some of the people I respected putting this off as if it's the next greatest thing that you should buy. Here we go. Okay, so where to begin with this Soldano Mini 30? Phil McKnight has done a video. Pete Thorne has done a video. Rabir, he's done a video. Lots of videos out on this, and gosh darn it, they all want to play it off as being as good as the original Soldano 100, and even Rabir did as much as compare the two. But yeah, I think if you'll notice when they do their reviews, they're not playing chuggy type of songs. They're playing songs that tailor to the strong points of this little solid state amp. To their credit, perhaps. But again, and I'm all down with a solid state amp that might replace a tube amp sound. If there was a solid state amp out there that could act like a tube amp, give me the same kind of tight crunch, thumpy thump, chug a chug that I get from my tube heads, then I'd be all over it, because you flick it on, you flick it off, you flick it on all day long, and you don't have to worry about tubes or biasing, all that other stuff. And yet I still have yet to find a solid state amp that really inspires. There was even a video with Soldano and Dawkins guitarist George Lynch. Oh my God, what a brain fart. George Lynch, and he called it inspiring. And I'm going to tell you, it's not inspiring. I have the Yamaha THR, and it's much more inspiring. I think it's a THR 10, and it's about a used one would be comparable to the $250 they want for this Soldano. Also, the Spark, Positive Grid Spark, for the $250 they want for that, it blows doors on this amp. It has mucho models, it has mucho effects, it has the Bluetooth, it has the tutorials, it has the chord, the music teaching stuff. And it's an interesting thing, because a lot of us think the newest and greatest and best thing out is going to make us a better player. And it's just a fallacy of the mind. It's not going to make you a better player. $250 for this, I think, is bad, especially when you can get something like a Joyo. Maybe we should put this little Joyo Meteor up against the Soldano. This is the one channel Meteor is $149, $150. You go it out on Reverb for a used price, it's even much less than that. And the Bantam amp, the Mini Tube Joyo, has Bluetooth, which is really cool, and it's also an effects loop. It has a tube in it, so it's going to take pedals better than this will. I tried multiple overdrives with this head to try and tighten it up when it got flarpy, and it just doesn't tighten up. It just doesn't. It's super lightweight. I don't want to disparage anybody or say anything bad about it, but for $250, you're into Tweaker 15 territory, which, oh my gosh, the Tweaker 15 is head and shoulders a better amp, above a better amp than the Soldano. And it's all tube, and it's glorious. The Katana series, the Katana 50, is comparable in price range, and it'll blow doors on the Soldano. The Boss 100 MK2 head, little more pricey, but used. I bet we're getting into the same ballpark, and it's got loads of effects and stuff you can do, a foot switch, and it also has a 5-watt speaker or a 5-inch speaker in the end of the head. I think sometimes as guitar players, we forget about all the great products that have come before, and we're out for the newest release just because it's new, and we've got a bunch of people telling us it's great. And I wish they wouldn't do that. I would like a little more honesty. And there is one guy out there, Elmo Carginian. He also says you can call me just this guy if my name's too complicated. I like him. He's really honest. And Henning, HP42, also another guy that's just straight up and honest. If something's not up to par, he'll tell you, this kind of sucks. And so I'm a little disappointed in some of the other guys because they're pitching this as if it's worth your money. And I'm here to say, I don't think it's worth your money. There's not even a clean channel. Does it clean up? Yeah, a little bit. But if you have any kind of palm muting or chugging in your style, you're going to be disappointed because it just doesn't do that. It's a little bit flarpy. All right. So, Old Guy Jammin' is out. There's my piece on this. We'll compare it to the Meteor, but that'll be in another video. All right. Later.